For someone who always pulls sumo, I certainly do have a lot of conventional videos. What's up, guys? My name is Natalie, and if you are new here, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. Today, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I've had, lots of fun doing these TikTok React videos and other nonsense. But today, for a change, I actually wanted to look at some lifting. I know. Who would have thunk? Lifting on a channel called NatLifting.
It's crazy.
If you didn't know, I'm a professional powerlifter in the USAPL Federation, the largest federation, I guess, in the United States. I've been competing since 2019. I've been lifting since the end of 2017. And I just wanted to make a cool review, looking over my past years of lifts, maybe poking a little bit of fun at myself along the way. But I thought it'd be fun to review kind of my form and see how it's progressed over the years. As of now, I'm ranked #1 by dots in the country. I think my best lifts in competition are 172.5 kilos or 380 squat, 225 bench, 102.5 kilos, and then 212.5 kilos, 468 deadlift. I did that last year in December at the VA Pro. As of now, those are my best in comp lifts, but I'm competing in 2 weeks. So hopefully I will break those. But all that to say, we all have to start somewhere. I was very, very bad when I first started. And I think just taking a look back at the growth would be something fun today. And hope you laugh with me along the way. We can kind of point out things that I see in my lifts. So let's jump into it. Make sure you stick around to the end for a new announcement. Now, I picked these videos. They are all squat, bench, deadlift, because in powerlifting, if you're not familiar, those are the 3 main lifts that you compete at or you practice at the most. So I figure we don't need to look at push-ups or pull-ups or anything like that. Just squat, bench, and deadlift. All right, we're going back to the good old days when I lifted at my local YMCA. Yeah, all right, let's see. Start off with this bench video. Well, I will say I'm really proud that my arch has gotten bigger. I have a little baby arch right here. Not bad pauses. I don't know what my feet are doing, but they're definitely not flat on the ground. Those were the good old days though, when you just wore Chucks, Vans, Converse to lift in. You're like, yeah,
that's good enough.
I don't need any fancy slippers or shoes. That's how it should be. All right, my first meet was back in 2019 in November at USAPL Fall Fest in North Carolina. Shout out to Serene for spotting me and keeping me safe. I remember being so proud of this lift. It was a junior state record, and I was just nearly in tears from squatting 303 pounds. Look at those socks too. Mismatching the white shirt with the black singlet. Hell yeah. Yeah, that was fun. Those were good times. I think I failed my next squat after that, but it was fun. Oh yeah, back in 2019, I pulled conventional deadlift and not sumo. It pains me more than it pains you to watch this, trust me. Back here at my Y, I don't know what the plate loading is, why I loaded it like that, but deadlifting conventional in Gymshark leggings. We love to see it. Also, if you notice here, yeah, my hands are really wide, and I'm also not using my grips right. They aren't wrapped around the bar, they're wrapped around my hand. So I'm actually making the lift harder by incorrectly trying to use grips. The more you know. All right, I think this is in 2020 whenever I joined NC Strength Gym. Shout out to the NC Strength homies. It was also when I wore heels. I've had a very bad and difficult road with squats. I don't think I've ever squatted naturally until maybe this year. And I'm sure looking back next year in 2023, I'll be like, no, that was still trash. But I'm here I'm wearing heels, which is an inch at your heels. Obviously, that's why they're called heels, though. I used to squat like a freaking pterodactyl. I was either too shifted forwards, my knees have always had issues coming in and out, and my hips have always been in pain until 2022. But I'm sure in hindsight, I'll come back and look at my videos and be like, no. But here, if you watch my squat, I think I'm doing pause reps, but I'm just kind of shifting forwards. I'm not really actually hitting depth. It's pseudo depth, when you shift forwards thinking that you're actually squatting deeper than you are, but you aren't. All right, here we go. Now we're deadlifting the real way, sumo deadlift. Honestly, I don't hate this old school form. My hands are, I don't know what they're doing. They're a little close, Converses might not be the optimal shoes for sumo, but not terrible. Back then, I think I was doing, since I was so used to doing conventional, I was just kind of conventionaling my sumo. It's not the best, but it's not terrible. Oh yeah, and then this was my first 375 pull. This is definitely RP 10 and not RP 8. I loved those Gymshark leggings. I'm so glad I threw those out. They look terrible. Again, I'm just kind of yoinking the weight up. I'm not really hinging, And when I say hinge, I mean having your hips locked in a position and then pushing them through at the top. I'm just kind of pushing with my legs and hoping that I'm gonna get it up, and then just trying to pull back and lock it out and not really making it like one fluid motion, Man, there are way too many videos of me doing conventional. Hello, sir. Can I help you there in the back? My form isn't the worst here. My back could be a lot worse than it is. I would say that I'm starting with my hips way too low and trying to squat the weight instead of finding a good hip height that allows me to kind of put some torque into the bar and just kind of some tension. Because you don't want to see your hips rise after you set them. Because if your hips are rising, then your positioning is going to be off. You want to be able to start the pull at a hip height where you're not going to move, I would also say I'm starting with the bar like way too close to me because I'm kind of like rolling it into my shins, which is not going to help keeping my chest up. I'm probably just going to dump the bar forwards at lockout, honestly, if I get it up to lockout. All right, this is actually some conventional deadlifts I did earlier this year. For someone who always pulls sumo, I certainly do have a lot of conventional videos. I would still say to this day that conventional is not my strongest lift, but you can see how I have a lot more tension going into the bar and keeping my hips at that same hip height and getting my chest up and pushing through my quads. It makes my arms look like freakishly long. They're really not that long. I'm a short person, okay? I'm like 5 feet tall. I don't know why I look so tall in these videos. I also remember that day being particularly hard because I drank like a large Monster before I lifted. And you know how carbonated those Monsters are. It was not feeling good at the top of those deadlifts. I'll say that at the least. All right, got some squats I think from at the end of last year. You can see that I switched to flats. You see that I'm squatting a lot deeper. I'm still struggling to find like my tension in my legs and some good foot pressure because my knees are still kind of shifting in, but not like they were in the heels or previously. Outfit, I'd probably rate this a solid 7 out of 10. Those shorts are awesome. I don't know why I put my feet so far backwards for so long because I had like no leg drive back then. Here's a bench, actually, I think from last month at my new gym, Pride Conditioning. Shout out to Pride Conditioning, you're awesome. But obviously my arch has grown tremendously since I first started lifting, which you want because you're leveraging in powerlifting. You want to move the least amount of range possible and lift the most amount of weight. So that's all I'm going to say about the arch situation in powerlifting. But yeah, look at my feet are so much better here because I'm actually putting them in a spot where I can drive them into the ground and away from my body, and that helps my chest like stay up and meet the bar. It looks so much better than having my feet like crammed behind me. My feet are also pointed like this and not, straight forwards, or else I'm gonna slide away or like that because I won't get any quad strength if I do it like that. And that's just me personally, All right, here's some sumo deadlifts. This was summer of 2021 when I was in prep for Carolina Primetime. Oh yeah, I used to do this little shimmy thing, getting into place with my sumo deadlifts. I love the shimmy, but I had to cut it out this year because I couldn't get my grip on my bar how I want it to be. Because I grip hook grip, which if you don't know, you wrap your thumb around the bar and then your fingers are over it. It's not double overhand. But when I shimmied, I would over grip the bar and then it would pull me forwards, or I would feel like I was sliding. So I had to cut out the shimmy. All right, here's a squat from 2021. Now see, I'm back to squatting in my heels. I'm better depth here, but look at my hips as I come out of the hole here. Especially on the last one, you can kind of see how I'm shifting up into my left. And shifting, rotating my hips. Not what you want to do in a squat. Spoiler alert, I ended up tearing my sartorius muscle, part of your quad that runs up through your hip. At Carolina Primetime, third squat attempt. Got the attempt, but at what cost? Just kidding, it was worth it. All right, got some bench from the good old days of Gold's Gym. Used to work there.
Fun times.
Again, random man in the background. Thank you. Thank you, sir, for your service. Again, my feet are so far back. I know the benches are short, but if you look at my leg drive, like, it's really hard for it to go anywhere and for it to really help my arch that much. I will say I wear the exact same outfit to bench for like 5 years now, so maybe I should just go ahead and try to get that Gymshark sponsorship. You know, get some new gym clothes. All right, guys, that was just a quick look. I guess, my lifting progress throughout the years from 2019 to now. It is cool to look back and see, like, hey, I'm not doing that anymore. That's good. And things like that, you know, just kind of critiquing your form and seeing how things have changed, noticing the differences in form from when you first started and what you thought you were supposed to do and what you found out you're actually supposed to do. I think a lot of my form changes happened when I hired a coach, and then when I started coaching myself, not necessarily personal training, but powerlifters, because you have to do a lot of education before you even start trying to coach powerlifters, because you don't want to, one, injure someone, or two, not know what you're doing, obviously. But, you know, it's just small things year to year that change. It's not like massive changes all at once. And it's kind of cool to look back on that and think, hey, like, I feel like my arch has always been this big, but obviously it definitely was not. But yeah, that brings me to my next topic, and that is, I would like to review some of your guys' videos that you have of lifting. I think it's fun just to sit down and look through different lifters, because everyone lifts differently. And it's kind of cool just to look at your progress over the years, or say, hey, is this really like the most optimal leverage I can get for my lifts? You know, it's fun. So I've put in the description box where you can link to your Instagram and whatnot. Also, feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram. My Instagram is nat_lifting. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions, comments, but I truly do appreciate you guys watching my videos. If you like this video, check out my other ones where I do some lighthearted kind of TikTok reviews and some skits. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.